Custom carpentry is truly magical. It's what makes a home stand out from every other one on their street. So you're wondering what custom built-ins are exactly, and really the definition comes down to they make it on site. They want to have everything precise in the exact measurements, so they literally have their saws and machinery set up outside or in the garage, and they build it on site to fit the exact space. The cool things about that is that they are building everything from the boxes, like the cabinetry boxes, to the doors, putting the trim on, putting the shelves in, everything. And so you get to pick all of those. And I know that's overwhelming for a lot of clients, but that's why they rely on us, because those are the things that we get excited about designing. And I think all of it's exciting. I love being able to pick different moldings because that can give a piece a totally different shape. And obviously shapes, sizes, all of the above. But my most favorite part about having custom cabinetry is being able to pick your paint color. So a lot of times when you're buying cabinetry from a dealer, they have a selection of cabinets that you can pick from, and a selection of finishes, paints, and stains, and you need to pick from those. And a lot of them have a great variety to pick from, but for those of us who get really excited about paint, it's nothing compared to the whole world of paint out there. And so that's one of our favorite pieces of being able to design custom built-ins, is being able to pick that exact paint color that's going to be perfect for us. An experienced carpenter is worth their weight in gold when it comes to these kinds of projects, because a lot of times we'll meet with them on site to go over kind of the general idea of what we want, and not only will they be able to ask us questions as to what width wood we want or trim or those kinds of things, because they have that knowledge, but they also have the foresight to see problems that we may run into, because there are a lot of logistics when it comes to custom carpentry and built-ins especially, as to how they're going to fit, how things are going to work and move, and those kinds of things. And they have the experience, again, to see that before the project begins, and if one of those problems comes up in the midst of the project, they have the experience and know how to deal with it and to mitigate any of those problems that might arise. A picture is worth 1,000 words when it comes to carpentry, so we always try to bring a visual representation, whether that's a sketch that we have drawn or something that we found on Pinterest, to be able to relay that to our carpenters so that we can make sure that we're all on the same page before the project begins. Project is a great example of custom built-ins. This was a house in a new neighborhood, and it's one of those where the development is all kind of finished around the same time, so your house literally looks like the house next to you, or maybe 4 houses down when it's the same model as yours. And so it's very easy to walk into somebody's house and it doesn't feel any different than your own. And so these are great examples of where some custom carpentry and some built-ins make your house feel like it's not the same one as everybody else's on the street. So we did a couple different cabinets, custom cabinets down below the windows, so our clients could have a little bit of storage for media or just real life things. And we were able, again, to be able to choose the exact paint color that we loved, added some shiplap, and all of a sudden this house no longer looks like all of their neighbors' houses. In our Wasoric project, our clients came to us with a house that was built in the early 2000s and had like the dreaded rounded corners and built-in niches that everybody is trying to get rid of these days. And so without totally demoing the whole wall, we were able to make those rounded niches look like custom built-ins by squaring them off with wood, and it gave it a totally different vibe. Again, added a little bit of shiplap for texture, some paint, and voila, the transformation was absolutely magical. And speaking of niches, our Bachicha project had a very similar issue where they had an entire wall kind of built out to house the TV, but it kind of lended itself to a really awkward layout in the room. And so we actually had the carpenter close off that wall, make it one continuous wall, and then added some built-ins that serve both as storage but also seating area if they're having a lot of guests. And again, added some shiplap in this project for texture, and this wall does not even look like the same wall anymore. For the loft in the Nyberg project, we worked with a carpenter again and transformed this space with custom carpentry. And this was kind of a gaming media room, and so we were able to add a couple different types of wood. Again, not something that you typically buy from a store. You have to have a carpenter create this for you to get this custom look. So we were able to mix stain grade white oak with painted wood and left some areas for shelving and some storage, and this room is totally functional now, and has cabinetry to hide all of the games and media that you don't really want to see. So mission accomplished. And one final example is a mudroom from our Kelly project. And the talented carpenter for this project was actually my client's father. And he is a perfectionist and does everything to a T, and it was absolutely perfect by the time it was finished. But again, we were able to add cubbies in the mudroom for some extra storage for the family. We decided to keep things open just to make it more functional and easy for the family to use, and then added some baskets for the same effect of closed storage so that you can't see everything, but it's a little bit more decorative than just a door. So that was another great example of what we were able to do with some custom carpentry and built-ins. If I hadn't made it clear enough, we love custom carpentry here at Basil & Tate, and especially in the form of built-ins. We feel like it definitely makes a room feel like you're not going to walk into anybody else's and find the exact same thing, because you won't. You literally can't, because it was built for your home. So if you haven't tried it, try it. You'll like it. You'll love it. If it feels a little overwhelming, give us a call and we would love to design something for you.